I will say something interesting I was thinking about today. Do you remember one of the first things that you said to me? I do on my phone. One of the first things that you said to me when we were clipping on these mics for the first time?
Mm-mm. Oh, it's like a preacher.
That's a really good idea, putting the mic on your tie.
Yeah,
I should have done that.
I feel like a preacher.
Oh, that was kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Let me get my phone.
It's so what's the? It means be humble. So think about it.
Welcome to the Preacher Podcast, brought to you by the Baltic Effect and Trentendo. I'm Trent. This is Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate.
So I thought
One thing I noticed about last episode was this is a difference. I sit and I turn and I talk to you like this, and then I go like this, and it's a difference in the mic. So I want to apologize to our listeners for this.
About how it changes a little bit?
Because of my head movements.
You do move around a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very stationary.
Should I lower it one click?
One click.
One click, and then it'll be like...
I don't know. I've never mic'd anybody with a bolo tie before, so we'll have to... You know what? Let's explore this place. I go higher, though. Let's get her up in the goods. Let's get her up in the grill. Let's get her up in there. A little higher. Come on, have some faith in yourself.
Yeah, but then I'm going to...
No.
Okay.
No, just trust yourself. You project very well. We just watched the episode... What was the episode called? Like Perspective?
Possibilities.
Perspective. What's wrong with me?
It's also called... Yeah.
Okay, so my initial thoughts were that I liked it. I'll go into more stuff, more detail in a little bit. What did you feel about the episode?
I liked it.
Did we have any questions that I have to answer for it?
We do. We have three people who submitted questions.
It's on a giant screen. I'm going to have to abstain from looking.
This.
It's okay. I'll look at you guys.
Because with the... Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because then look at that. That's fine. Okay, we have three people who submitted questions. We have Bricktails, we have Nick CR, and we have Shane.
Oh, thanks, guys.
All right, so the first one, first we'll go through Bricktails. I haven't even looked at these. So he could just say anything he wants. A few questions for Trent on this week's Preacher.
Whose were these again?
This is from Bricktails.
Woo!
Woo! Cassidy references 3 movies or movie series to explain Jesse's newfound power. What were they?
Phenomenon.
That's right.
He referenced Bourne, the Bourne legacy, as it were, and then
the Bourne
quadrilogy.
Yeah, he said Bourne Identity and sequels.
Sure. And Star Wars.
Star Wars and
Star Horse.
Star Horse.
Yep.
Good.
Easy.
You got that.
Come on.
Next question.
Rough me up a little.
What does Tulip call God?
Shit, I don't remember.
The all-time home run king of promise breakers.
Yes.
That was a tricky one.
That was a good one, though.
The mysterious, well-dressed man that Danny gives the map to is attending a film festival. What was it?
It was the 4th annual Snuff Film Festival?
That's correct.
Close enough, or is
Houston's 4th annual Snuff Film Festival.
I just noticed it was 4th annual. I didn't catch
Isn't
any other
that
details.
illegal?
Yeah, it's hell.
Okay.
It's murder.
Yeah, I mean, I know the murder part's illegal.
Yeah, killing people, is bad. And then
like,
you film it, and then you had sex with them first or during or after, yeah.
It's not.
It's just like...
Sex doesn't necessarily have to be part of a snuff film, right?
Usually
I mean,
is.
people watch it because if there's something sexual about it.
All the ones I've watched.
Yeah.
The film is real. The film is real. That's my impression of the whole movie of Snake Eyes.
It's pretty good.
No, that's 8mm. What's my shitty impression of Snake Eyes? I can't remember.
Snake Eyes, darn it! I'm trying to get.
Have you ever watched Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage?
No, but I know that in craps, Snake Eyes is bad, and you want to get sevens but not boxcars or.
It's a boxcar.
I think that's either 2 6s or 2 4s. Might be 2 6s.
Next question.
These are from Nick CR.
Ooh, and thanks for those Bricktails.
Yeah, thank you, Bricktails.
So
my lands.
I know.
Okay.
In the vapors.
Whew.
Yeah.
How many snuff film festivals? This is from DCR. How many snuff film festivals, at least, has Houston had?
So this is the 4th annual, so they've had 3 before this one.
So, concluding this one?
4.
Yeah. You would get that from the poster by the hallway. The man in the hat walks down just before the opening credits. Next question: how long? I'm going to look for. I'm asking in U.S. American Standard years.
Okay.
How long did the pretzel vendor work in the park without complaint or incident?
20 years?
Ooh, you're close.
19 years?
Nope, it's 30. Not close at all.
No.
Who does Cassidy guess?
Have they been eating pretzels in parks for 30 years?
Well, just think about this. 30 years ago, it was 1986.
I'm pretty sure they didn't invent pretzels until
It was
1993.
1986.
No one ate a pretzel before 1993. August 26, 1993.
That's why they call it. That's why August 26th is Pretzel Day.
Keep going.
I forgot about.
I'm like the
pretzel.
lamest. I'm the lamest improv person ever.
Yeah.
I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah.
It's
You're
on
like,
the spot.
You're like
It's the idea of improv.
Yeah, but
on paper, it's improv.
what? Who does Cassidy guess is the governor of Texas?
I don't know. Chuck Norris.
Bloody Chuck Norris.
Bloody Chuck Norris. I use at work when I send emails back to people, like, because we'll do. People call in, they have a problem, we start a case or like a ticket, like most customer service people. They're not gonna be able to read that.
Clarbrune.
Yeah, I'm gonna blur it and your mouth out. Anyway, they
Naturally sourced.
You're making me fuck up. What was the thing I was about to say? We make a ticket, we fix the problem.
Bloody.
If they call back in and other people have to work on their cases, we have to send them an email saying we did this shit to your case, basically. I send them an email saying I did this shit to your case, and then I'll put a picture of Chuck Norris going like this underneath it. Just I'll paste it in there. Just
when he says case, he's a detective.
Yeah, I have a magnifying glass. Next question.
Who does Cassidy guess? Next question. What was the caption on the TV coverage of Tom Cruise's funeral?
Oh, is that what they were watching?
Because he blew up in the pilot.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Losing Cruise, emotion impossible.
Nice, very nice.
All right, final question from Nick.
Okay.
What state is Tulip's car license plate from?
Oh, it's
Or his tag. I'm sorry, as a Southern boy, you would say tag. His car
Nebraska?
tag. No. Illinois.
Should have known that. I see enough of them around here.
And I'm supposed to pause the quiz so Trent can talk about fibs here.
You're the one that brings them up.
No, but that's what Nick CR said.
I told him about it.
Yeah. So pausing the quiz.
Fib is a thing.
Yeah. Okay, next. Cool. Come on. It's here.
So now I have to do it. Now I have to do it.
I'm getting some.
Before I moved up here, Nate explained to me that there's a term for that Scotties have for people from Illinois, and it's an acronym. That acronym is FIB.
Fucking Illinois bastards. Next question. Set of questions.
There's an expanded acronym for FIBPAT.
Pulling.
Like an Illinois bastard pulling a trailer.
Okay.
I thought everyone just hated the South. Anyway.
Nope. Just the immediate southeast. Wait.
East, yeah, keep going.
Shane sends questions. These are the final questions.
Okay.
According to the poster, what kind of film festival was going on and for how many years?
A snuff film festival, and this is the 4th year.
That's right.
Yay. Who thought I wasn't going to see the sign that said...
I didn't think you'd see it.
I was telling... I go to a friend's house.
Because it's quick.
I go to a friend's...
Like, I could see you, like, doing this.
Yeah, you'd blink if you miss it.
Yeah.
But I go to a friend's house to watch Rick and Morty. There's some guys that we're friends with, or he's friends with. He's introduced me to them. They've never seen Rick and Morty. The new season's coming out this year. We're prepping to watch it. It's just a nerd hangout, whatever. Have a good time. And we're watching it, and there's an episode I've seen, I don't know, a few times, and it's of a party, and it just comes back in from a commercial, and it's like, I say camera, but like the shot is like of these 3 girls talking, like high school girls, and this one girl goes, you know, I just like watching bukkake. Like, I don't know that I would do it, but it moves away before. And I didn't hear it until that time. And both the guy that's also seen the episodes and me looked at each other like, where did that come from?
That was pretty good.
Neither of us had heard it before. Anyway, that's in there. A little Easter egg of Rick and Morty.
Where did the sheriff read the story about the carny who kidnapped those kids?
Is Indiana Gazette?
The El Paso Gazette.
Damn it. Why did I think Indiana?
Yeah, especially since they're not in Indiana.
Doesn't matter.
How fast was Tulip driving?
115.
Yep, in a...
Oh, I don't remember the speed zone. 55?
That's correct.
Hey!
What truth does Cassidy admit?
That there's a guy, she's trying
Tell me a secret.
Cassidy. I was thinking Tulip for some reason. He likes Justin Bieber.
That's right.
Shite.
What is final question of the night?
I don't know. The final question is...
What is the name of the crematorium?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Ernesto y Ernesto.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Shane, submit your questions to nate@natebjork.com.
Yeah, and so that's what we do. Normally on the other podcasts, I've talked about this every episode, so I feel like if you're, this is for the people that the ones that came in late. We do a quiz on our other shows. Started by Nate Bjork 100 years ago when it was the Nate Bjork podcast brought to you by Nate Bjork on Nate Bjork.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was like 100 Nate Bjorks.
That might just have my name in it a lot.
Okay, so this episode, better than what you've seen so far, kind of about the same, worse than what you've seen so far.
I liked it, but it didn't make sense. I feel like things aren't making sense to me. I need things to make sense. Okay, so I guess my biggest issue is, finally Jesse's like, okay, let's go get Carlos because he ditched us, and then he's there. He goes, and what triggers him to think, no, I need to be a man of God and I need to do some God stuff. What triggers that realization in him? Having old boy stick him up in the bathroom, and he's like,
he could have killed him.
He could have killed him, but
could have made him kill himself.
I didn't understand
why
that was what triggered him to be like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to hurt Carlos. I can go back and do God stuff. Like, I don't understand. I didn't understand. And maybe I'm dumb, but I
think it was just the feeling of having all that power.
Okay.
Because we had the scene earlier when he was making Cassidy do all that stuff, and then he was like, he realized, oh shit, I went too far when he told him to fly, which I was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like leaning with that, in that he realized how easily it could get away from him. I think that he didn't, when he had, just a thought, just a theory. I was thinking that maybe when he first started telling, I wish I could remember the guy's name, Donnie.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He starts telling Donnie what to do, because I was thinking it's a really it's not necessarily a redneck name, but it's a name that rednecks say. Donnie.
Yeah.
Donnie, hey Donnie, come here, Donnie. You didn't bring your truck, did you? So he tells him to do that stuff, and I think when he first started, he was like, I'm just going to teach him a lesson. I'm going to stop him. But then it was like, he had him fucking cock the hammer, man. He was getting serious. It was getting thick real quick. And so all of a sudden, he stopped himself. And that was like, if I could just as easily lose...
Sure. Until the emails part.
Sure, so you can see the goods.
Yeah.
Anyway, I framed it up like a Hooters table. So no, they... your drinks, boys? Hooters. Anyway, I think that's what it was. I think he realized that how quick that power easily corrupted him. I think, one of the
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Superman versus Batman versus Superman.
Was that in that movie?
I haven't seen it, but I thought it was in the preview.
Oh, was it? Probably.
Haven't you? I thought you watched it.
I watched it. I didn't memorize the lines. I went. How many times have you asked me questions from an episode I just watched of an hour-long thing? I saw that a month ago.
I thought you memorized I thought you had phenomenon disease powers. John Travolta.
Where's the pencil? That's what he does.
I changed your parking lot. You could get 4 more spots in your parking lot.
Also, I made all of these chairs and then bought all of your chairs.
And also, I learned Chinese.
Do you hear Sheryl Crow? Okay, so I watched that movie not long ago for, I don't know what, it was on HBO Go, and I was just scrolling through.
That's one of those movies where a woman shaves a man and it's supposed to be romantic and erotic instead of terrifying.
Yeah, I don't want somebody else shaving me, man or woman. I'd go woman over man.
I would rather have a man because presumably a man shaved his face before. Especially barber.
True, but think about this. Your face is right here. Women shave legs. It's a little bit further away. It's almost like you're doing it on another body almost.
True.
I feel like they have a harder job to do, a lot more real estate.
I think it's different, though. I think it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
I think this is different than this.
Yeah, I don't want anybody shaving. It's a good way to get whacked. So,
but the point is, so you agree that in Phenomenon that was a dumb scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They shot it well.
It was pretty sexy.
It was sweet. When I was a kid, it was great.
I remember thinking, man, I wish I had a girlfriend who could.
I wish I was had a tumor that I was dying, so a woman could shave me.
Shave me and then we kiss.
Man, some guys get all the luck. So no, Andy's friends with Forrest Whitaker. So no, going back to the episode. I am absolutely tired of the whole tulip thing. I feel like they should have. I'm tired of her asking him to go, and I hit that point when she asked him to right before he agreed to go.
Oh,
like she does it, and I go, ugh,
yeah,
I'm tired of it. It's making a character that is super awesome too. Am I getting sweaty? I told you it's gonna be hot up here, man.
I'm taking care of you like you're like some kind of. There we go.
Did you fuck up my hair?
Not anymore. There we go. There.
I don't trust you.
It looks really good.
I can't see.
It's got the height.
I couldn't see anything. Okay. Anyway, getting back to it, that annoyed the shit out of me. Move on with it. Let's fucking go. Because you're ruining a great character, two great characters, by giving them the same conversation over and over. And then this time you drug it out even fucking further. I love the scene like in the bathroom.
That was cool as F.
I like everything.
That was cool AF, as the kids say. As the millennials say.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was turned.
That was really a really confident. Yeah. But no.
I'm woke.
Son, you ratchet. I had to explain that to a room full of people last night. It was embarrassing. So anyway, I like all the other stuff going on with Tulip. What'd you think about her getting out of the ticket with using military?
Smart. Yeah, it was smart. Very well done.
I'm a big fan of the car too. It's like an old Nova or something, isn't it?
And I believe it was a 78 Nova.
Is it a 78 Nova? No way.
I'm making this up.
Okay, I was gonna say it looks a little bit older than 78, but it's still a cool car. I like the way it's driven. And it made a good shot in the thing that's my favorite part about this episode, which was the intro, the opening credits. It's different than the other ones.
They did a really good job. So they've been working on the opening credits.
So baller, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so good.
I mean, the clips there were all from like the pilot.
Well, some were from this episode. Some haven't happened yet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Could be.
Do you remember the shot of the big control panel? Had like lights and stuff like that.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, what's that from?
That's from
Things to Come.
Remember when they're in the pilot episode when they're in the control panel of the spaceship?
Like when the
angels were coming down.
Smoke monster eats the pilot.
Yeah.
I thought that's why the first episode of Lost was called that. I never watched.
You thought it first.
I never watched. Yeah, I knew. I was under the understanding that a pilot is a show they make with which to judge shows.
It is.
But most of the time, that show never airs. Like Venture Brothers has an unaired pilot.
That's true, but I don't think that's most of the time.
Well, now I know this. I know that.
Oh, okay.
Because this was.
Here I am correcting old Trent, who now
understands it far too well thanks to podcasting. But I never binge watched a show. Sure. Lost was the first show I ever binge watched because it was the first TV show I ever watched on DVD.
Okay.
It was brand new. It had just come out and somebody was bugging me to watch it. I did. I was glad I watched it. Unhappy I watched the rest of Lost. Getting back to this, the opening credits, I was like, you have my attention. You had my curiosity.
Yeah.
Now you have my attention. It looks super grindhousey, awesome pulp movie, badassery. It is kind of Tarantino-y, especially if you're like me, a big fan of Planet Terror and Death Proof.
Mm-hmm.
It was so awesome. I was so happy. And I was mediocrely happy with the rest of the episode. I think the only reason I really like the episode is because I know where things are going. I brought it up last time.
Oh, yes.
All of the internet is saying something similar to what you're saying, is all the stuff that's going on. It's a little much they're putting out there without giving us some answers. We're 3 hours into this.
We do have one answer we have. We know who those two fellows are. They're not, in fact, looking for vampires.
How about that?
They are angels.
What do you think
I presume. They might not be angels, but they're from heaven, and they're people from heaven who aren't God. So the word we have for them is angels.
Sure.
From the Greek angelos, which means messenger.
Or D'Angelo.
So
what do you think that's cool, or do you think that's stupid?
I think that's cool.
I got pretty excited too.
I like British sweary gun angels.
Well, it's and they've done this in movies so many times,
because why wouldn't in the world where there's a God, and I'm not arguing if there is or there's not. I'm saying there is.
Presumably, there's a world with a God in it.
That's what the show is. Anyways, humans are created beings. Angels are created. They're both going to be kind of a little bit rough around the edges. They're not going to be perfect. You can't expect angels to be perfect people.
No.
So they're going to be like, oh, I can't hear you. You're mumbling or what have you. And they like kind of fuck up a little bit.
They're also in human form.
Yeah.
Those bodies aren't perfect.
Yeah, no.
If they were,
this is what they look like.
Yeah. Gotta go. No, okay. Yeah, I was pretty pumped about that. I thought it was a neat way to do it. British Angels is interesting because they've done that a few times. But Paul Bettany played like the Archangel or something in some shitty movie where he comes down like the last. Oh God, it's terrible. It's called like not Priest. What is it called?
Preacher.
No, I knew you were going to fucking say that. Why did I say that out loud? I knew you were going to say that.
On AMC. It's on Sunday nights at 8, 9 Central.
That's the one. So he comes down and there's like this diner that has like some people he has to protect because if this diner gets taken over by demons, that's it. Demons get to inhabit the earth. And so he comes down and he finds this place full of guns and he literally brings like bags and bags of guns to this diner and like shoots at demons for the rest of the movie. And you'd think...
Preacher. It's called Preacher.
You'd think... this is going to be awesome. And then you watch the trailer and you're like, this is going to be so bad, it's going to be awesome. And then you watch it and you're like, I shouldn't have watched that, is what ends up happening. What's her fuck from Constantine?
Constance.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah. So we do have an answer about why those guys came back. Mm-hmm. Other things we have finally we have the resolution, or not really a resolution, but we have. So Donnie's not beating on his wife, at least against her will.
Yeah, we knew that.
And that we did know that.
Episode 1, she's
like
in
it's
a
nice
Dom.
to like try to like explain to like.
Yeah, she's a sub.
Yeah.
How do you explain that to a kid?
That's the thing, and I think he did it the best way he could. Mm-hmm. Grown-ups are complicated. But like there is, I mean that's a risk if you're gonna be doing things. Kids hear shit, you know.
I wonder if maybe it's something. Because you got to wonder, is this kid going to grow up thinking his father beats his mother? He already thinks that, but can you reverse that and make him realize, oh, it's not before it's too late? And then when he grows up, is he going to have one of those moments, the first time he accidentally clicks on, or maybe intentionally clicks on like a BDSM porn?
Sure.
Because it's going to happen, you know.
No, it absolutely will. And it's going to, no, I mean.
I'm surprised he hasn't already.
I mean, he may have.
Yeah, mayhap. Probably do. God, I really am sweating. I should turn that AC on like hours ago. So anyway, getting back to it, what do you do for that? I think you're right. It's about the only thing you can do. Kind of a shitty situation. Poor Donnie, but fuck Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, he is kind of a douchebag. Mm-hmm. Like his response
to Preacher trying to save his wife.
Yeah, like he should be. You know what I would do if let's say I was married, and let's say my wife enjoyed getting hit. Mm-hmm. I would be uncomfortable with it, but I would do it if she wanted me to, right? Okay. And then let's say that someone else found out that she was getting hit and didn't know that it was on purpose, and he went to her and said, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah.
I would say, "Thank you for checking on my wife."
Yeah.
I would be a little bit like, "Oh, whoa."
Because you notice when he figured out what was going on, when Preacher found out, he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, because I'd be like, you know what? Mm-hmm. I was like, you're doing a good job being a preacher because if I was beating my wife. Mm-hmm. Against her will, you should slap me up.
Yeah.
You should do some shit to me.
But Donnie's fucking Donnie.
Yeah. Like
Donnie gets fucking cuckolded all the time.
You talked, he was like, you talked to my wife. That's a problem.
They just lost the Civil War again.
And he looks like an asshole in front of Rorschach.
Well, that happened after he got his shit
right, but
fucked
it's just all the time.
Probably.
And then how about when Rorschach's just listening to slaughter noises?
Yeah, Oren thinks his character's name.
Odin.
Oh, is it Odin?
Yeah.
Fucking course.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Odin Quincannon?
Quincannon, that's it. Quincannon meat and pepper.
Odin. Wednesday was named after Odin. Odin's Day.
But it's called Wednesday.
Odin's Day.
But it's Wednesday.
You know what Thursday was named after? Thor's Day. That's true.
Which day did they name after Captain America?
Freya was named Freyr or Freyr. There's a brother and sister, Freya and Freyr. I don't remember which one was Friday.
Saturday's Iron Man.
Saturday is
Stark.
Saturn.
Stark. That is interesting, though.
Aren't these interesting?
I like when he was like, "You can clean my plate. You can take my plate," and he was like, "I'll
yeah.
get somebody else." He's like, "You're standing right here now."
Yeah, do it.
And then, oh my god,
Right-hand man with no right arm.
Jesus, can you just pick one hand? How heavy?
Well,
is
like
that
here's
tray?
the thing. Like I would go like this. Okay, let's say this was in it was his right hand, it was in the sling.
Yeah.
Like do like something like this.
Yeah,
Like what he was doing with the
he was
briefcase.
trying
in
to.
the last
He was
episode.
trying to, but it was taking so long that he was just like, "Stop."
Yeah. Well, okay. Also, like what you do is you pile all the heavy things right by this. I was a waiter before, so like you pile all the heavy shit over on this end.
Don't do that.
No, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to do it. Look.
Okay,
Like
sit her
this.
down. Cool. Get that off of there. Jesus Christ. These aren't toys. I mean, they are.
Look at this. Look at this.
Uh,
I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
Thank you. Anyway, getting back to it. Yeah, I want them to stop. Okay, I like the show a lot. I want more people to watch the show. I understand that it's asking a lot of people to. It's asking a lot of the lots of people that watch the show to keep going with this because they're just putting stuff out there. Yeah, we got some answers this week, sure.
But also, I'm keeping coming back. I don't know where it's going, and I'm keep coming back because it's funny.
You do like it, though?
It's funny.
If you weren't podcasting, would you keep coming back to it?
Yes, and it's funny.
Cool.
Yeah,
it is funny. It's a hell of funny.
I wouldn't like watch it Monday night, which I've been doing
Mm-hmm. I like
on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I like that he when she said, "Are you on it?" He's like, "It's my on it outfit." And then when he said, "I'm on it outfit,"
Yeah.
is that what he called it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cassidy's awesome. I'm just a big fan of the characters. What's cool? So you saw Preacher with the really stupid haircut. You know, they make fun of this haircut.
Yeah.
That's what Preacher in the comics haircut looks like.
The other one.
Yeah.
I like this.
It's
I
bad.
like his current one. His
current one's good.
It's kind of like Brad Pitt in Seven.
Yeah.
It's a Seven in.
It looks good on him, but everybody else is making fun of him.
Yeah.
Even though the other one is bad.
Yeah.
Is way bad.
He's got some good country height on that. Like he
Yeah.
should be fronting a
country height.
like his name should be Hank, and he should play slide guitar in a band.
Okay.
You know,
Sure.
country.
Okay. I don't know many.
Like, hey, how's it going?
I don't know many country people that spike their hair up.
Rockabilly country fellows.
Okay.
Who's the guy? Well, whatever.
Okay, fair enough. What else do you want to bring about the episode? Because I you know, stuff happened, cool stuff happened, but I want more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking, please give us more for A, the fan, and B, the not fan, so we can get it going. But it was a good episode. You know, probably my least favorite of the ones shown, but I still liked it a lot. Best intro of any show I've ever watched.
Really good intro. I don't know. I'm you know, I'm going to say it one more time. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad it's funny
Yeah.
because that's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that they are asking a lot of us. They've already asked us to believe in the Irish vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're asking
Why
us to
doesn't-
believe there's a spirit inside, because we don't fully know the story yet, but there's a spirit inside of Jesse that killed all these other like religious folk.
But he's worthy enough,
Right,
or
and that-
evil enough, or something enough. He's something enough. He's got the X factor.
He's got asked us to believe in the word, what's called the Word of God when he speaks like that.
Yeah,
And now they're asking us to
I
believe.
call
in
it Kilgrave power.
Kilgrave power. Now they're asking us to believe in angels. Not the hardest of things after
Yeah.
all the other stuff, but it's a lot they're asking us to believe. So they should add the funny. They should add the cool. They need to give us.
I like
other
that
stuff.
the voice, the power voice,
Mhm.
stays in a coffee can.
Yeah, the voice of God.
Also, I like how the voice of God is what has power.
Uh-huh.
Because
Mhm.
when you go back in the book of Genesis, the very first things that were, how did God create
Mhm.
everything? By speaking.
Yeah.
In fact, in Aramaic, abracadabra,
Mhm.
which is when we say abracadabra, means I create as I speak.
It's interesting you brought that up.
This whole, in chapter 1,
Mhm.
God is creating everything by saying, let there be light, let there be shit, let there be coolness and porn and titties and laptops and
Day 3 was poor, not
Yeah.
well known, not little
it's
known
not-
fact.
Yeah, like, so he's saying,
LNF.
he's like, animals, plants, the sun, the moon, that, and he's saying it
Uh-huh.
in the story.
And it's
He's
happening.
saying it, and so that's the creation.
Right.
And so That's the power, is
Yeah.
you say it. And so now the word of God is in Jesse, and so he has this power.
Well, it's not the word of God in Jesse. There's something in Jesse.
He's got, yeah, sorry,
and
he's
it's
got,
called, the power is called, they call it the word of God.
yeah.
But it's interesting you bring up Genesis because what's in him is called Genesis.
Is it?
It is.
Well, like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll talk about that soon. They showed a little bit of it with the weird like stuff inside his gully-wutts.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts before you have the email?
I don't know. That was the thing I was just really excited about, was the speaking thing, and I'm glad I remembered to say that because I didn't have it. I don't have notes.
No notes, yeah.
No
No notes. You ever seen that? There's a video called No Scope.
I've
No
heard.
scope,
I know
no
that's a
scope.
thing.
Mhm.
I haven't seen the original, but it's one of those.
Oh, but wait,
it's one
I
of
was
those.
doing-
It's part of the. It's part of the.
Internet.
Mhm.
But I was doing the wrong song. I was doing the oh no,
Well,
oh
I'm gonna-
no, you didn't.
My nose is sunburned.
Yeah, you have sun on you.
Whoa.
It plays well with the hat.
I drove home today with the top down.
Mm-hmm. Top, back, windows up.
That's the way I
you
like
drive
to
your truck. All right, so you want me to take the first one?
Sure. Which one's that?
Nick CR's first one I got.
All right. Sounds good.
Thoughts on Preacher
Oh,
episode?
by the way, sorry. I apologize. Talk about coitus interruptus. What is the email address?
BalticEffect@gmail.com.
That's right.
Send it to us and we will read it.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Preacher episode 102? The possibilities?
It's a typo, I think.
Nick C. Unless he knows something we don't know. Nick says, "Hiya, fellas.
Hi.
The show just keeps adding questions. What's up?
You said.
Yeah, what's up with the cowboy from last week? Cowboy from last week? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, right.
Old
Can
can I say who he is?
No.
Okay.
1881 guy.
I mean, I don't think it would matter. if
Don't
you
say
knew.
it.
Okay. All right.
Don't say it. No, you could tell them. Tell them.
The Saint of Killers.
Okay.
Who is Carlos and what was all that about? Oh, yeah, okay, the Carlos, yeah, the guy they're going after. What's with the guy that runs the Meat and Power Company? He was listening to the sounds of cattle being slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
Was he the same guy in the hat in the movie theater at the beginning of the episode?
No.
Or is that another new guy? It is.
Yes.
We know nothing about yet.
Yes.
Did Bumhole Face have something to do with the girl with the head injury?
Interesting. He did want to go visit her. I bet you he had a crush on her.
Or he just knew her. They're
I mean,
about the
everyone
same
knows
age.
everyone in that town.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like 7 people in their graduating
They probably
class.
They probably went to the same church. What do you think the odds are?
You know what? I was thinking about this. In a small town like that, I was thinking about, like, in a small town like that, everyone's probably done it with everyone else. But then I realized, in a small town like that, I've been to small towns. No, you have your one steady girlfriend, and then you marry that person.
You better.
As soon as high school.
You better.
Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Like, the smaller...
You're not getting on Tinder.
The smaller the... like,
Yeah. That rebound ain't happening.
I'll go to, like, like, for work, sometimes I'll go to Iowa or some shit. Iowa's a great corn, I like it. Anyways, you go to these places, every single person has a ring on their hand. Yeah.
Oh, it's the same way the towns I'm from.
And it's their high school, whatever.
Yeah. Like, everybody gets wifed up pretty young. I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be wifed up right out of high school.
Yeah,
Like
you were
a year
engaged.
out of high school.
You were engaged to that
Yeah.
fella. Yeah.
It's that fella, yeah. That lovely fellow.
Yeah, that lovely fella.
Oh, man, yeah. In the South, that would have went over great. In the 90s. Not much better now in the South. As far as that goes.
Did someone say 90s? So no one told me life was gonna be this way.
I don't know how many more questions they can pile up before they start answering them. I'm sticking with it, though, as I really get a kick out of some of the humor in the show. Hey, what you're saying, look there. On the same page. We should all podcast together.
Yeah.
I like Cassidy in general, and his sun outfit was a riot. Yeah.
Yes.
2 government agents from heaven are amusing in the off-kilter way they try to fit into their surroundings, and are not nearly as competent as they should be. I like how they got run the fuck over. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you handle business.
They got run the fuck over.
How do you not hear that van coming? So good. So good. After 3 episodes, the stage seems set. Now I hope they start digging into the details a bit more. Agreed. Is it just me, or does the sheriff's hat seem too small? Or does his head seem too big? And a side note for Bricktails and his Breaking Bad experience. I like Trent's idea of waiting for a while before you watch season 5B of Breaking Bad. But that is torture. You fortunately don't have to. That's torture you fortunately don't have to endure. Sorry. My suggestion, if you haven't gotten there yet, is to make yourself pause for a week after you watch episode 513 to hey. Then you'll get an idea of. I didn't know that voice was going to come out. Then you'll get an idea of. Neither did you. Did you?
No.
An idea of the suspense we were all under near the end. Oh, and don't forget to check out my Tucker's Hole site in addition to listening to Behind the Cutting Edge podcast.
Yeah, Tucker's Hole is a good website for Breaking Bad fans.
Yeah, a fantastic blog about it. I read
Nick
it.
CR has a bunch of like essays on there about shit.
Every week I read that after he started it, because he started it. Oh, God, what episode he started on?
I think it was after Tucker's Hole.
Well, it has to be after Tucker's Hole. But I wonder if it was that specific one. Either way, he kept up with it for a long time. It was my favorite thing to do once a week after we podcasted. Because we would talk about it.
Yeah, if you do it before you podcast, then you steal his ideas.
I don't want to steal his ideas, right?
Yeah.
And I'd go back and see, like, what did he think was good, and just really fantastic. Check it out. Behind the Cutting Edge podcast we've done forever. Okay, until next time, cheers, Nick CR.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. To hey, What?
Okay. What? Nothing happened.
Was it bad? Did I reset you? What happened? Yeah, I know.
Reset.
I just thought it sounded like at the beginning of like a old Peter Gabriel song or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what? If you can stand your phone up, your computer, I can stand mine up too. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Suck
Whoa. It. Whoa.
Yeah. It's got a piece of plastic.
Where can the listener get this?
China.
I want that. You've got a Facebook message.
Oh, do I?
Notification.
Okay. Read.
Let's look at it.
No, read.
Okay.
I probably don't know whoever that is.
All right. So this is here's an email from Shane, Shanugle, as we like to say. Howdy. He says, "Hola, I have some great handmade organic bullet points for you this week. Enjoy."
Cool.
I was right. The girl opened her eyes, but is still a vegetable. The future seeing fuck finally got a prediction correct.
We don't do predictions. I mean, we do, but we... Okay, keep going.
So, what is her deal? I feel like her story is tied in with our spaces.
What's the deal with her? What's her deal with our space?
Is this version of his origin going to have to do with some sort of unrequited love on his part? Is her coma somehow his fault? Did he try to commit suicide because of the guilt? Am I ever going to stop asking questions? Yes. No, I lied. I have more questions. Like, what about that story the sheriff told the strangers? Angels? Demons? Will the missing kids be related to our ongoing storyline, or is that just to remind us of how fucked up the world can be?
I think it's just like a non sequitur.
The scene with Jesse with Jesse trying out his new ability on Cassidy was great. You have to get this exposition to the audience so we have an idea of the word's limitations, so why not do it in the funniest way possible? I don't know if my favorite bit was Cassidy singing, "Me some Johnny Cash," or trying to fly. Also, if you have to establish someone as a villain, you could have them run around and beat people up, or you could do what this show does and then have them calmly listen to cows being killed.
It's far more psychopathic.
I am very curious about this mission Tulip is on. What were those documents? What is Grail Industries? What does it have to do with that? Does it have to do with that Grail? Will there be killer rabbits and holy hand grenades?
The coconut?
I don't think... I get it. I don't think it was... Acknowledge, joke, exit.
No, yeah, I was fine with it. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't think it was very smart of Jesse to let Donnie live after forcing him to put a gun in his mouth. Donnie's going to tell somebody about that. Be awesome, podcasters. See, look, I do have the word of God, since you totally did what I told you to that time.
Aww. Yeah.
Adios for now. Shane, TFSF.
Yep.
Thank you, Shane.
We're hanging out with him in like a few days.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Pretty pumped, man. We're going to watch The Big Lebowski. And he added a double feature to it. We're going to watch Roadhouse after that.
Ooh.
$3 White Russians.
You're going to get fucked.
Right, but it's Alabama, and we're going to be outside. I'm going to die. The last time I drank White Russians when it was hot, and I was outside, I like hallucinated. Ugh. Okay, I'm already sweating up a storm. I'm in Wisconsin right now.
We got Bricktails. Well, we got a couple of things.
A couple of things for Bricktails?
Well,
it said don't open the attachments.
Okay, won't.
Like ever?
Not gonna.
Hello, gentlemen, and...
Hi.
All right, I've watched the first 7 episodes of 5B. how many episodes are in 5B? It's like 8 total.
Mm.
So you watch all but the last episode? All right, I've watched the first 7 episodes of 5B and wanted to put down some thoughts before watching Fellini's time.
Do you mean finale?
Yeah. From the teaser at the start of both halves of the season, we know that Walt is a fugitive, is now coming back to get revenge. My initial assumption was that he was coming back to try and get a little redemption by saving Jesse. By the end of Granite State, though, it seems he just wants revenge on Elliot and Gretchen because his supreme ego was hurt when he told Charlie Rose he didn't have any real part of the founding of Grey Matter. He's such a fucking piece of shit. It really came to head in Ozymandias when he turned Jesse over to the Nazis and told him how he let Jane die. Huge spoilers, by the way. And then later, the fight with Skyler, where he drove off with Holly. Oh, it was crazy. During the whole confrontation, I just wanted Junior to pick up the knife and stab Walt in the place where most people have a heart. Oh, it's clever. Look at him. Look at him go. Saying stuff.
Good job.
The death of Hank was so hard to watch. Spoilers. It was obvious that the Nazis were going to show up, and the whole time I was practically screaming at the TV that Hank and Gomi had to get the hell out of there. Then when Hank called Marie and told her he loved her, you knew he was dead. Oh, and poor Jesse. He's been so broken and lost. Fucking Todd killed Andrea, and keeping Jesse as a pet, kind of like that spider. I wish Jesse had gotten in that van and left town, even if it wouldn't have led to Walt being exposed. I so hope he gets out of this okay. And now, Felina. Pause to watch.
Okay, so he pauses to watch.
Holy cow, I'm worn out after watching that. I'm glad that Jesse didn't get more blood on his hands by killing Walt. I don't count killing fucking Todd as getting blood on your hands, and that's more like squashing a bug. But rather, Walt is killed by the wound from his remote control machine gun. Very fitting.
So cool.
Hoisted by his own petard.
Mm-hmm.
Very fitting that his brilliance, it was his brilliance that defeated all of his enemies, but also his brilliance that did him in the end.
Hoisted by his own petard.
Did him in the end. That's awesome. Very awesome to have one last scene with Badger and Skinny Pete. Forget about Better Call Saul. Those two guys would be the perfect team for a spin-off show. I have to say you guys were right. Breaking Bad was the best damn thing on television. Absolutely was. Okay, guys, it's time for the third and final, by now probably expected Brick Tales Breaking Bad podcast pod quiz. You know the drill. So now we got to open the thing. So are we both answering, or am I just answering? How did we do that? I don't remember now.
I just asked them before.
Okay, so let's do that.
And then I have to jump back and forth. Breaking Bad. Okay, question 1. Walt buries his money at the site of the first RV cook at coordinates 34, 59, 20, 106, 36, 52. Mm-hmm. In real life, these coordinates do not lead to a remote desert location.
It still is for seconds. Okay.
What is exactly at these coordinates?
I don't know.
Albuquerque Studios, or ABQ Studios, the Breaking Bad film set.
Oh, cool.
I'm jumping back and forth. Which character finally agrees with Trent that Walt is indeed the devil?
Oh, I don't remember.
Jesse.
Okay.
In Rabid Dog, he tells Hank and Gomi that you two guys are just guys, okay? Mr. White, he's the devil.
The devil.
Question 3.
What scene proved Trent right?
In season 5B, Saul gives 2 euphemisms when killing other main characters. What is one of those euphemisms?
Sending them to Belize. And then...
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
In Rabid Dog, he says that Jesse is in an Old Yeller type situation.
Okay, all right. I remember that happening. But
Come back, Yeller, best doggone dog in the West.
Is that in the movie?
Yeah, have you seen Old Yeller?
No, I heard what...
So sad.
I know, I heard what happened, so there's no need.
He dies.
Yeah, there's no need for me to watch that fucking movie.
Old Yeller, come back, Yeller.
It's like Jaws, so I haven't watched it. There's sharks.
It's a good movie.
They have doll's eyes, black eyes, like doll's eyes.
What happened to the watch Jesse gave Walt?
Shit. I don't know. I don't remember.
He left it on top of a payphone at Canoncito Gas in Felina.
Okay.
What is Jesse's dream job?
Bush pilot.
Remember when he has that dream sequence? What he's doing instead when he's really chained up in the meth lab, but he sees himself doing this other thing. He's woodworking.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
In Fellini, he fantasizes about being a carpenter while he's forced to cook meth. Presumably, this referred back to his story at the NA meeting in his
the
high
box.
school shop class.
Yeah. The box that he traded for weed.
Yeah. Question 6. Give a relevant anagram for Felina. I said it earlier.
Fucking exciting life is naturally absorbed.
Finale.
Oh, anagram. I was thinking acronym.
Yes.
Next question.
Don Swayze did not appear in Breaking Bad. He did, though, appear on another show that starred Dean Norris. What show was that? And no, it wasn't Under the Dome. I bet you I know what it is.
Was it Walker
Nope.
Texas Ranger?
Nope. I thought it was... Don Swayze was in an episode of Tremors, which featured Dean Norris. By the way, he was also on an episode of The X-Files, but I thought name another Vince Gilligan show would be too obvious.
Guess what? I've watched 9 episodes of X-Files.
It's a pretty good show.
It's not bad. I just know all you guys are always like, "Ugh," about it, so I started watching it.
It's pretty good.
I'll keep going.
David Duchovny. I just found this out.
Was it in Red Shoe Diaries?
No. Yes. I don't know. So on Spotify playlists, Spotify's great. You got to get the premium, no commercials. Anyways, Spotify every week puts together a 30-song playlist for you of songs you might like, based on your listening things, and they do a pretty good job of guessing. Okay. Anyways, I had a song come up by David Duchovny.
Okay.
Oh. And I was like,
oh no!
I was like, that David Duchovny? So I clicked on the bio.
Oh no!
And he put out an album in 2015 of like rock country kind of songs, and it's not bad. What's funny is he just started learning the guitar in his 50s.
Oh, cool!
And
it still gets good though.
The songs are catchy, and like his singing style is very like understated, like his acting. So he's like, I'm singing a song and blah blah blah, and it's pretty good. Like, it's not.
I'll have to check it out.
The greatest thing I've ever heard in my life, but like, it sounds kind of like a little bit of Dylan, a little bit of Tom Petty.
He kind of sings like this. Does he get all high and then
it's a little less.
into the chorus?
It's a little less. He's like, it's hard to sing like this, and then he does a thing like this, and he's got some feelings about stuff.
Ew.
You know,
Ew.
But like,
gross.
Because he's like famous and rich. It's dad rock. Yeah, that's dad rock. Because he's famous, he's able to get rich. Because he's famous and rich, he's able to get a good band.
Yeah.
So like the guitar solos are like.
Of course you would want to
yeah. And like even the songs that are like slower songs are like have really driving drums. It's pretty good.
All right. Any more questions?
But that's it.
Totally kicked its ass. Oh yeah, there's a show called Preacher. he
Back to the email.
I'm a little confused on the numbers. I had originally called the pilot episode 1, but on AMC site they're calling episode 0. So the possibilities is either 2 or 1, depending on how you count them. So
and on Amazon, this is season 3.
Nick Ciara is actually kind of right if they're doing that. So anyway, so we get confirmation this week that those 2 guys, there's a Preacher wiki that says their names are DeBlanc and Fior, were the ones who were killed. I think I have a theory of what's going on. All I know from reading a blurb online about the show, and also Trent said pretty much the same thing on your preview podcast, is that an angel and a demon had a child, and that is the force that entered on your preview podcast. Wait, that entered Jesse.
You just jumped down.
I jumped up. I went back. I read the same one again. I should have just read the whole thing again. I think those 2 guys are the angel and demon. Presumably, in this show, angels and demons aren't gendered, or even if they are, they can take on whatever type of body they want when they come to Earth. That's pretty much what they're androgynous. But is that the right? Did I use that right?
You did.
Yes.
Kind of David Bowie-ish.
They had, well, it's kind of what they did in Constantine with what's-her-face I was trying to think of earlier. Not Tilda Swinton. No, what's her name? What is her name in Constantine? Somebody tell me.
I haven't seen Constantine.
At all?
No, why would I see it? It's dumb.
Constantine's awesome.
I've heard it's horrible. Why would I watch it?
You like John Wick and won't watch Constantine? You're an idiot.
I love John Wick because that's a good movie.
Constantine's awesome.
Ask anyone. They'll tell you that Constantine sucks and John Wick is great.
Everybody I know likes Constantine.
No one likes Constantine.
Find me a person who doesn't like it.
Okay. Hi. Anyone, the president, doesn't matter.
Right in. Is Constantine
Oh, hi, Barack Obama. Yeah. What do you think of Constantine?
Going forward,
I think it sucks.
It's a legit movie. It's a legit good movie.
Oh yeah.
It really is. We're watching it. We're watching it. I don't care.
I guess we're watching it.
I had to watch. Got to watch Six String Samurai. You're watching Constantine.
That movie.
You're gonna get to watch Constantine.
All right.
Oh, so good, bro. You're gonna know so much stuff from it too, like stuff I don't know from it. You're gonna like it. I'm telling you right now.
All right.
I got all crazy and swooped around, guys. Very close to it. I'm back up there. No, and the Jolly had the powerful. They tried to keep it contained in a coffee can.
Start the sentence over again, please.
I had to jump in. They had this child that was so powerful, and they tried to keep it contained in a coffee can, but it got out and came to Earth. They went looking for a human host and tried various religious leaders, but it was too much for them and exploded them. The reason that Jesse didn't blow up is that he is the right blend of good and evil. He seems like a sincerely good man, but he's also got a very violent past. To match the child of an angel and a demon. Maybe the African preacher was too good and the Russian Satanist was too bad. Not sure where to put Tom Cruise. Okay, probably too bad. And now the two guys are trying to recapture their offspring, which probably won't be a very good thing for Jesse. Anyway, that's my guess for now. I guess I'm getting more pulled into the story now. I was intrigued by the exchanges between Tulip and Danny and the guy in the hat, and I wanted to know their story. I also really want to know more about Tulip and Jesse's backstory and how Jesse left the life of what I guess was robbing banks to be being a preacher. I can't talk. I loved the whole funeral scene at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm really intrigued by the way this show takes religion so seriously.
Yeah, pause for a second. I like that because Evan Goldberg or Goldman or whatever his fuck and Seth Rogen are Jewish, and that didn't occur to me till today. They're really taking the religion part, the Christianity part of this seriously. Yeah. And it's not so much.
But you got to understand, there's a lot of overlaps, especially the older you get, the older the time period of the beliefs and where things came from.
Right, and it's also like
it's not the same. I'm not trying to say it's the same.
It's not, but it's this view that there's in this. So I think in the story, there's a god with some stuff like angels and shit. And then there's people who are like interpreting what they're seeing in different ways. They're like viewing so here's this cup right here, and I can see it from a certain perspective, but part of it's blocked by this. You see it from a different perspective. So each of us has a different perspective of what exists.
They also didn't write it.
Right, but I'm just I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like
we're bringing a different perspective into it.
And so I say that cup. There's half of a glass, and that's the truth, and I'm going to kill you because there's half a glass. I don't know. It's an imperfect... I'm drinking whiskey. Let's move on.
Well, no, I get what you're saying.
I think it was a good point.
And I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Okay. Wholeheartedly. We've seen a sermon. Well, a bad one, but still a sermon. Baptism, a funeral, heard scripture, and they're not played for jokes, but the main characters are taking them very seriously. I'm not saying I'd show this on Sunday morning at my church, but still, it's not something you see on TV every day. The shooting of the funeral scene was great as well. Started focusing on Jesse, and then the camera pulls back, and you see that only Emily's there, and then the camera keeps pulling back to the graveyard, and the closing shot on some sort of vent opening. It also went past Jesse's father's grave. Okay, you're like boring the shit out of me right now, so let's talk about my stuff. Bricktails.
All right.
Nice. Very nice.
So
did you catch that? The whatever Custer?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I want to ask about that vent.
I don't remember.
Okay, so there's a little vent.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, there's a little vent at the end.
I remember the show. I don't remember what's going on.
Well, I'm telling you what it is. There's a little vent. They pulled back, and there's a little vent coming out of the ground. Like.
I remember seeing that in the episode. I don't remember what that comes from in the comic.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know where the other end of that tube goes.
Sure. But it reminds me of there's a couple dog parks in town that are over old landfills.
Oh.
And so they have vents to let the methane out because that could explode or some shit. Because as shit decomposes, it produces gas.
Sure.
And I wonder if that's a vent for decomposing bodies.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
That's my thought.
It probably has something to do with the meat and power. So.
Yeah, could be. I like that it's one company.
Meat and power.
Meat and power.
You need both. Well, you
do.
You don't need both.
You need both.
No, you don't.
In Texas, you need both. You need a steak, and you need some power to cook that steak.
Air conditioning. Speaking of. All right, so thank you for sending those emails. They were awesome. And I'm kind of like changing my stance on based off of all of this. Our talking things you were saying plus things in the email. There is a lot of saying there's more questions, but we were given a fair amount of answers. You made me think about that. So I already liked it. I like it better now having talked about it. So see the power of email. Send them to balticeffect@gmail.com. Send questions to nate@natebjork.com.
Do all those things.
Do all the things, do all the stuff. Like, subscribe. Oh, I hate saying that.
Like and subscribe.
I hate it so much. Until next week, Nate is nice.
Trent is nice.
Stella is a pretty kitty.
We love you.
We like hold on the stair.
I gotta fix that.